Hello, welcome back again for your easy and standard learning channel Akshara Academy, where many commerce concepts are explained as per your syllabus, that too latest NEP syllabus. So in previous videos, I have uploaded a videos or I have explained about assessment of partnership firm and also assessment of companies. If you have not yet watched those videos, you can check a description where you will get a link of those videos. In this video, I will be explaining about TDS and advanced tax. So that is tax deducted at source and how advanced tax is payable in a four different installments. It is also one of the important concept in that from which you can expect 5 marks and 10 marks problems. So let me share my screen so that I can explain you what is TDS, what is advanced tax, what types of problems you will be getting and how to calculate them. So before that, if you have not yet watched my videos or if you have not yet subscribed my channel, subscribe it fast so that you will get a notification whenever I upload my new videos. So let me share my screen first. TDS. TDS stands for tax deducted at source. Usually, when an individual get the income, he will pay the tax after 1 year. Usually, the filing of date will be on July or September when it comes to auditing. So, in such a cases, government will not be having continuous income. So, what it will do is whenever the amount is paid, it may be salary, it may be interest. Whenever it is paid, the time of paying only it will deduct a tax and it will pay the amount. So that is how TDS works. For example, if your income is, if your salary is 30,000, while paying you every month salary only, other limit after the limit how much amount is taxable, on that the government will deduct the amount, then the remaining amount will be paid you as a salary. So when it is deducted, after that you have to file it. So when you file it, you can claim some of the deductions, you can claim the limits. For that, the TDS calculation is very important. In today's class, we will be discussing about some of the concepts relating to TDS. There will be different rates of TDS for different source of income. So I have drafted the sources of income here and also the rate of TDS is applicable. And there will be some of the threshold limit for the taxes till up to that the income is exempted. So first one we can see here, interest on fixed deposit. Whenever a person keeps a fixed deposit with the bank and he gets a interest on that interest amount, the TDS deducted is a 10%. Up to 40,000 there is no TDS. So up to 40,000 no need to pay TDS. Once the interest is more than 40%, then the tax deducted at source is 10%. Interest on debenture. So whenever you invest in a debenture and you get a interest out of it, TDS payable is 10%. There is no limit of exemption. So full 10% is deductible under interest on debenture. Interest on securities. So whenever the person invests in any of the government securities and he gets a income out of that, then the TDS payable is 10%. Dividend. When you invest in any of the shares of the company out of which you are paid a dividend, on that amount, on the dividend, 10% TDS is payable. Up to 5,000 there is no TDS deducted. It is exemption limit. So for dividend, exemption limit is 5,000. If in dividend received is more than that, then 10% TDS is payable. Director's fees. So on director fees, 10% TDS is deducted and there is no exemption limit. Professional fees. So whenever you get any of the income from the profession, then 10% TDS is deductible. And the limit is 30,000. Up to 30,000 there is no TDS. After that TDS is deducted. Contractors. So if the person is contractor and he is getting a income, then 1% and 2% TDS is deductible respectively. It means if a contractor is an individual or HUF, then 1% TDS is deductible. If a contractor is other than individual, then 2% TDS is deductible. The limit is 1 lakh rupees, but it will be usually paid in a different installments. On first installment, up to 35,000 is deductible. After that, the total income, if it is more than 1 lakh, then TDS is deductible. So we have one problem relating to this. While solving this problem, I can explain this little bit clearly. Rent. So on rent, 10% TDS is deductible, and up to 2,40,000 there is no tax. So after that it is deductible. Lottery. So if any winnings or a lottery's income is there for assessee, then 30% TDS is deductible. So I hope this chart is clear. You can refer this for a quick recap. So let us move to first problem. Following are the details of some incomes liable for TDS. Compute the amount of TDS for the assessment year 2023-24. So we can see the uh, sources of income here. Interest on securities rupees 60,000. As we have discussed on interest on securities, 10% TDS is applicable. Dividend payable rupees 5,000. As we have seen on dividend, 10% TDS is applicable. Lottery prize payable. So on the lottery, 30% TDS is payable. Payment due to Mr. Chandan Rao, a builder and contractor, rupees 6 lakh. So Mr. Chandan Rao is an individual. So for him, the rate of TDS applicable is 1%. Interest on fixed deposit in a bank, rupees 90,000. So as we have seen, interest on fixed deposit TDS applicable is 10%. Professional fees and director fees is rupees 80,000 and 90,000 respectively. So let us see the solution part now. First one, interest on securities 10% on 60,000, that is 6,000. So 6,000 is payable. There is no threshold limit for interest on securities. So 6,000 is deducted as a TDS. Dividend payable 10%. So we know the rules for dividend. Up to 5,000 there is no, up to 5,000 there is no TDS is deductible for a dividend. So no need to calculate, we can directly write it that no TDS up to 5,000 rupees. Lottery price 30% is a TDS deductible. So 2 lakh rupees into 30%, it will amount to 60,000. There is no threshold limit for a lottery price. So 60,000 is payable. Payment to contractor. So as I discussed, he is an individual contractor. So 1% TDS is applicable. 6 lakh rupees into 1%, 6,000 TDS is deducted. Interest on fixed deposit. So amount is 90,000. TDS applicable is 10%. 90,000 into 10%, 9,000. Up to 40,000 there is no TDS. So no TDS we can write. Professional fees 10%. So on 80,000, 10% is applicable. So that is 8,000. So there is a threshold limit for professional fees. Up to 30,000, there is no TDS. So it is a 30,000 of TDS. So 30,000 TDS agu vargu, there is a there is no TDS is need to be paid. So 8,000 is a no TDS is paid in this situation. So let us move to next problem. I have taken a problem on a contractor now. So we can see here, Mrs. Lakshmi make a payment to Mr. Dhiru in connection with the construction of apartment. So we can see here that Mr. Lakshmi is an individual. So it is not a firm or non-individual. So we can consider 1% TDS here. So first installment they have paid on 1/7/23 rupees 30,000, and second installment 1/11/23 35,000, and third installment 1/12/23 40,000. So discuss whether Mrs. Lakshmi is liable to make a TDS payment under section 194C. So let us see the solution part. So for first installment, if it is less than 35,000, then there is no need to pay a TDS in that stage. See, ultimately on these three amounts, if it is more than 1 lakh rupees, so ಮೂರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು 1 lakh rupees ಇಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪೇ ದ TDS ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ 35,000ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ in that stage will not pay TDS. So TDS will be paid in the next stage when the total becomes 1 lakh rupees. Next, first installment of individual contractor Rashmi is not exceeding the limit of 35,000. So no TDS in that stage. So in that stage is very important. We are paying the TDS, but in that stage there is no TDS. Second and first installment together. So ಇವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು TDS ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎರಡೂನು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. If it is more than 1 lakh rupees, then the TDS is deductible. So for example here, first installment is 30,000, second installment is 35,000. Together we'll be having 65,000. So on this 65,000 is not exceeding the limit of 1 lakh rupees. So no TDS is paid on that stage. Next, we have to total all these three stages: 30,000 plus 35,000 plus 40,000. So if that amount is more than 1 lakh rupees, then we have to pay TDS at rupees 1%. So let us see what will be the total of these three amounts. 30,000 plus 35,000 plus 40,000 will be 1 lakh 5,000. So it is more than 1 lakh rupees. So TDS is deductible at 1%. So it comes to 1,050. Next, coming to topic advance tax. So the name itself is saying the tax paid in advance is as advance tax. For example, if you earn income in April 2022, you will file a return on July 2023. So there will be more than 1 year gap in a payment of a tax. So if we see the government point of view, it is very difficult for the government to run the country when the income of this year is coming in next year. So to get a continuous and constant income, the government will collect the advance tax. So usually this advance tax is payable in a 4 fixed installment. So in this class, we are going to see what are the 4 fixed installments and how the advance tax is to be calculated. So the first installment will be paid on 15th of June. As we know, the financial year starts on April, 1st of April. So April, May and June. So till that the income is paid on the first the tax on the income is paid on the first installment, that is 15th June. So next installment will be on 15th of September. So after June, July, August and September, the income is paid in the month of September. That is a second installment. And third installment is 15th of December. So September remaining, October, November and December incomes tax is paid on 15th of December. And ultimately 15th March. So on 15th March, the remaining and final amount is paid. So always this is paid on the estimated income. This point is very important because in the financial details will get in 31st of March after the completion of financial year. So we'll not be knowing what is the exact income of the firm or individual. So we will decide how to pay, like the advance tax on the estimated income. We got to know that when advance tax need to be paid, but now we shall know how much is to be paid. On 15th June, we have to pay 15% of the tax payable. So estimated income mele we will calculate how much is a tax payable. On that tax payable amount, 15% is payable in a 15th June. 45% is payable in a second installment, that is 15th of September. So 15th of September we will calculate 45% of the tax payable, but in that, so 15% is already paid. How much is already paid in a first installment, that we are going to deduct. On 15th December, we need to pay 75%. So on a tax payable, we will calculate 75%. And among that, how much amount is paid in the first installment and second installment, that we are going to deduct. So on 15th March, we are going to pay 100% of the tax payable. So we need to calculate 100% of tax payable and how much is paid in first, second and third installment, that amount we need to deduct. So let us see one problem now. Problem number 1. Mr. Kumar has to pay advance tax of rupees 1 lakh. Draft statement showing advance tax payable with due dates. So in this problem already they have given how much is a tax payable. So this type of problem we can expect for 5 marks, and we just need to show the statement where 4 installment amount is paid. 3 column statement we have to prepare: particulars, rate and rupees. Statement of advance tax payable for assessment year 23-24. So if they give it in a question, then we have to write it. So first installment on 15th June. We have to pay 15th June 2022, 15% we have to pay. So we know how much is the advance tax payable. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees into 15%. It comes to 15,000. So first stage only on 15th June, we are paying 15,000 rupees. Next, second installment, 15th September 2022. So on 15th September, we are paying 45% of the tax, that is 1 lakh rupees into 45%. It will come to 45,000. But in this 45,000, we have already paid 15,000 rupees in a first installment. We can see here. So we have to deduct it. 45,000 minus 15,000, it will come to 30,000. So in second installment, we are paying 30,000 as a advance tax. Third one, 15th December 2022. So 15 December 2022, we have to pay 75% of the tax payable. So 1 lakh into 75%, it will be 75,000. But 75,000 only, first installment we have paid 15,000, second installment we have paid 30,000. So we have to deduct both of these. So 75,000 minus 15,000 in first installment minus 30,000 in a second installment. So we will get 30,000. In third installment, we have to pay 30,000. Fourth installment, 15th March 2022. So we need to pay 100%. 1 lakh rupees into 100%, obviously it will be 1 lakh rupees. But 3 installments already pay Madidevi, so we have to deduct it. 1 lakh rupees minus 15,000 minus 30,000 minus 30,000. So remaining is 25,000. Let us see second problem. Win Application Private Limited, Mangalore, estimated its tax payable in advance at rupees 10 lakh for the assessment year 2023-24. It has made the following payments. So in previous problem we have seen that they have not given how much is actual advance tax paid. But in this problem, the advance tax, how much he is paid, this is given. See, the concept is we are paying the advance tax on a estimated income. So sometimes we'll not be knowing how much advance tax is to be paid till we know the proper income. So like randomly he is paying some of the amount. So we will calculate how much is actually payable. Then we will deduct how much is paid. Okay. So remaining amount will be paid in the next installment. So there is slight difference in solving these type of problems when they give you the payments of advance tax done by the assessee. So we can see here on 15th June 2022, 1 lakh he has paid. 15 September, 2 lakh he has paid. 15 December, 3 lakh he has paid. So on 15th March, how much is payable, that we need to know. So these installments and rates is fixed for all the problems, so I have already drafted it. Now we need to calculate how much is payable in this case. So first we know that tax payable is 10 lakh rupees. So statement of advance tax payable for assessment year 23-24. 10 lakh rupees is tax payable into 15%. It will amount to 1,50,000. So we can see some thing here. So 1,15,000 is payable amount. Okay. But he has paid only 1 lakh rupees. So second installment only, when we deduct the item amount paid in the first installment, we should not take 1,50,000. We should take 1 lakh rupees, because the tax paid, advance tax paid by the assessee in first installment is only 1 lakh rupees, not 1,50,000. To understand this problem, you need to know the difference between two words. One is payable and one is paid. So in this column, what amount we are calculating is a payable amount. But here what they have given is a paid amount. Second installment on 15th September 2022. 10 lakh rupees into 45%, that is 4 lakh 50,000. So actually the payable amount is 4,50,000. But in first installment, how much he has paid? He have not paid 1,50,000. He has paid 1 lakh rupees. So 4,50,000 minus 1 lakh rupees. So amount payable in a second installment is 3,50,000. Next, 15th December, 1 lakh rupees into 75%. That will come to 7 lakh 50,000. 7 lakh 50,000 on pay ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. But ಅವನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 lakh pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ and second installment ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 lakh pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So we have to deduct that amount now. 7 lakh 50,000 minus 2 lakh minus 1 lakh. So it will amount to 4 lakh 50,000. So the payable amount in the third installment is 4 lakh 50,000. So let us see the last installment. 10 lakh into 100%, that is 10 lakh only. In that, in first installment he has paid 1 lakh, second installment 2 lakh, third installment 3 lakh. So 10 lakh minus 1 lakh minus 2 lakh minus 3 lakh. The amount payable on fourth installment is 4 lakh rupees. So I hope you have understood this problem. Next problem, problem number 3. So this type of problem we can expect for 10 marks. So in previous two problems already they have given how much tax is payable. So directly we have like showed the statement of advance tax. But in this problem we need to calculate how much is a total income, how much is a tax payable. Then we have to draft the statement of advance tax. So if you see the previous problems, that's why if you have a slight knowledge of income tax, then only you can calculate how much is the total income of the firm. So let me brief of. So there will be 5 heads of a income: income from salary, income from business, income from house property, income from capital gain, and income from other source. So how much source of income is given in a question? All the incomes we have to add. After that, we need to deduct the deductions. So, for example, ATC deductions you'll get here, ATG deductions you'll get. It will be given in a question. Which deduction is given in a question, that you have to minus. Then you will get the total income. On that total income, the tax is payable. If we are solving the problem relating to enterprise, then the tax rate applicable is different. If we are solving the problem of individual, then the tax rate is different. However, I have showed you the both type of problems now. So let us see this problem which we can expect for 10 marks. Solanki Enterprises Limited, Mysore, submits you following details of its estimated income for the previous year 22-23. So always when we are calculating advance tax, estimated income, this word is considered, because we don't know how much is exact income, estimated income it is. Business income is 20 lakh rupees. Interest on securities rupees 54,000. So we know interest on securities comes under the head income from other source. We can see here 54,000 is a interest on securities. On that, TDS paid is 6,000. So ultimately how much was our interest on securities? 60,000. 54,000 plus 6,000 comes to 60,000. Received on 25/12/2023 2022. We know that first installment is paid on a 15th of June. So 15th of June ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ದರ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 15 ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 15th of December ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ದೆರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 15th of December, on 25th of December we got to know that we have one more source of income. So last installment pay ಮಾಡುವಾಗ again revised total income ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ along with the business income we have interest on securities also. So advance tax as paid by the assessee, that is 50,000, 1,50,000 and 1,40,000. So when the advance tax paid amount is given, how to calculate we have already seen in the last problem. So let us solve this. Compute tax payable on each due date. Assume company is in a tax bracket of 31.2%. They only have given how much tax is paid. Directly we have to take that amount. Solution part, computation of advance tax payable. So first we have computation of advance tax in the beginning, because we have at the middle we got one more source of income, that is called as a revised income. So ಎರಡೂನು ಬೇರೆ partition ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. One is advance tax in the beginning and one is a revised income. So in this we have only one income head, that is business income, 20 lakh rupees. So on this we are going to pay tax because we don't have any other source of income and we don't have any deductions. So directly we are calculating tax on this. Tax at 31.2%. So 20 lakh rupees into 31.2%, it will amount to 6,24,000. So first, second and third installment we are paying on this amount, that is 6,24,000. Then we have to compute revised estimation or revised income to calculate how much is the advance tax payable at last stage. So here we have a business income as it is 20 lakh rupees. So interest on securities we have 60,000 rupees. Next, estimated revised income total 20 lakh rupees plus 60,000, it will amount to 20 lakh 60,000. On this we need to pay the tax at 31.2%. 20 lakh 60,000 into 31.2%, that will amount to 6,42,720 minus TDS. So in this problem already ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಮೇಲಂತೂ ಏನು ಟಿ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 6,000 ಟಿ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 60,000 ರುಪೀಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟಿ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ 6,000 ರುಪೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ 54,000 ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಅದ್ರರ್ಥ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 6,000 ರುಪೀಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 6,42,720 ನಾವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 6,000 ರುಪೀಸ್ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟಿ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ 6,36,720 ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಯಬಲ್ ಬೈ ದ ಅಸೆಸ್. ಸೊ 4 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ದಿಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ 6,24,000 ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ 6,36,720 ರುಪೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ 15th June 2022, 6,24,000 into 15%, that will amount to 1,50,000. Next, 6,24,000 into 45%, that will amount to 2,80,800. ಬಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸೀನ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. So you can take a screenshot or else keep the question so that you can refer the question easily. So first installment question prakara first installment or pay ಮಾಡಿರೋದು 50,000. So 2,80,800 minus 15,000, 2,30,800. Third installment 15th December ಗೆ 6,24,000 into 75%, it will amount to 4,68,000. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೆಫರ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. 4,68,000 minus 50,000 minus 1,20,000, it will amount to 2,98,000. Third installment, as I said, fourth installment, first 3 installments are calculated on 6,24,000 now. Last installment must be calculated on 6,36,720. So adar mele 100% 6,36,720. First installment 50,000 pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, second installment 1,20,000 pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, third installment 1,40,000. Let us see next problem. Till now ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, it is for a firm. ಸೊ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ 31.2% ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. So I hope you know what is a tax bracket for a individual. So to calculate this problem, we are considering old regime only. I hope you remember there are two tax brackets. One is old tax regime and one is new tax regime. So let us see the tax bracket now. So first, up to 2,50,000 nil. So 2,15,000 vargu exempted irutte. So there is no tax payable till 2,50,000. 2,50,000 to 5,00,000 5%. So actually this will get it as a rebate in the future, but for now you should know that 2,50,000 to 5,00,000 5%. 5,00,000 to 10,00,000 20%. Above 10,00,000 we have to pay 30%. So this we need to remember to solve this problem. Coming back to question now. So business income is rupees 15 lakh rupees, dividend rupees 9,000, TDS 1,000. So it is also same as the last problem. Actually our total dividend was 10,000 rupees. We got only 9,000 rupees and 1,000 is deducted as a TDS. So received on 29/2022. So first installment is 15th June, that is before this only. Second installment is 15th of September, that is before this new income only. But September 20th we got a new income. So other two installments, third and fourth installment, will be calculated on a revised income. The assessee has paid advance tax randomly, that is 14th June. So actually ನಮ್ದು 15th June, 15 September, 15 December and 15 March ಏನಿದೆ, that is on or before. So they can pay on or before 15th June. So 14th June ಗೆ they have paid 35,000, 10th September 60,000, 15 December 70,000 and 15th March how much is payable, that we need to calculate. So one more information they have given. They have invested in approved mutual fund amounted to rupees 1,50,000. So invested, it is not a income. So we can see here. So it is one of the deduction. So deduction under section 80C, up to 1,50,000 if you make any of the insurances or mutual fund, you will get a deduction. Calculate the advance tax payable on each due date. Solution part. Computation of advance tax payable. Before that we have to compute the total income. So first we have to compute the income at the beginning, then revised income. So computation of advance tax in the beginning. Business income given in a question is 15 lakh rupees. So business income bit 2, beginning ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 15 lakh, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಮೈನಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Business income 15 lakh minus deduction under section 80C, that is investment in a mutual fund, 1,50,000. So the total income will be 13,50,000. 15 lakh minus deduction 1,50,000, 13,50,000. Now the tax is payable as per the tax bracket. So 13,15,000 is our total income. So it is more than 10 lakh. So all the slabs will come here. So as we know, tax payable up to 2,50,000 is exempted nil. 2,15,000 ವರೆಗೂ ನಾವೇನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2,15,000 to 5 lakh. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 2,50,000 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2,50,000 ಇಂದ 5 lakh ವರೆಗೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2,50,000. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ 5%. So 2,50,000 into 5%, it will come to 12,500. Next 5 lakh to 10 lakh. 5 lakh ಇಂದ 10 lakh ವರೆಗೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ 5 lakh rupees ಬರುತ್ತೆ. On that 20%. So 5 lakh into 20%, 1 lakh rupees. So now we need to know how much is the remaining. So last is above 10 lakh rupees. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ 10 lakh rupees ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆ? ಓನ್ಲಿ 3,50,000. How will calculate it? 13,50,000 minus 10 lakh, it will come to 3,50,000. So 3,50,000 ಮೇಲೆ we are paying 30% tax. That will come to 1,05,000. So we will total all the taxes. The total tax is 2,17,500. But if they give in the question or no, we have to pay the cess. Cess is very much compulsory along with all the taxes we paid. It may be individual, it may be company. And we know one more thing, that is cess is paid on the tax. So 2,17,500 rupees ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ we will pay the cess. So plus cess at 4%, 2,17,500 into 4%, 8,700. So ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ 2,17,500 plus 8,700, total advance tax payable is 2,26,200. As I explained in the question, first two installments are paid on this amount 2,26,200. Now we need to calculate revised estimation of income. We have a business income as it is, that is 15 lakh. But we have one more income, that is interest on securities, 10,000. So I hope you know how 10,000 came. 9,000 is the interest we got. 1,000 is the tax deducted at a source. Namdu total income ididu 10,000. Adralli 1,000 TDS cut ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆ 9,000 rupees ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So total income is 10,000 only. Next, estimated revised income is 15 lakh 10,000. From this we need to deduct a deduction under section 80C. So that is investment in a mutual funds, 1,50,000. 15 lakh 10,000 minus 1,50,000. Total income is 13 lakh 60,000. On this we need to pay tax now. Same rules is applicable. Up to 2,50,000 exempted, nil. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5% on 2,50,000, 12,500. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. So 5 lakh into 20%, 1 lakh rupees. Above 10 lakh, we need to pay 30%. So our total income is 13 lakh 60,000 minus 10 lakh. Remaining is 3 lakh 60,000. On that 30% tax is payable, that is 1 lakh 8,000. So the total income tax is 2,20,500. But on this we need to pay cess. Cess at 4% on 2,20,500, 8,820. The total is 2,29,320. But we have one more adjustment here. That is, we have paid a TDS. Okay, so ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ TDS already pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Okay, so that amount we have to deduct now. So ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವು 2,29,320 ಪೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 1,000 TDS ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಆ 1,000 ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. So minus TDS 1,000 rupees. So 2,29,320 minus 1,000. The total advance tax payable is 2,28,320. So these two tax payable amount you need to remember, because on this only we are going to pay advance tax now. Statement showing advance tax payable for assessment year 2023 and 24. So the installment dates we know, rates we know. On that we have to calculate. 2,26,400 into 15%, 33,960. This is a payable amount, but we know that how much. So as we already know what are the 4 installments and what are the 4 rates, on that we are going to pay the tax. So first installment 15th June 2022, 2,26,000 into 15%, it will amount to 33,960. Second installment 15th September, 2,26,400 into 45%, it will amount to 1,01,880. But 1,01,880 ಅಲ್ಲಿ first installment ನಾವು already pay ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ 35,000. This will be given in your question. You have to refer that question now. We have paid 35,000. So remaining will be 66,880 payable in this installment. Next 15th December, 2,28,320. So question ಅಲ್ಲಿ already explain ಮಾಡಿದೆ. First two stages ನಾವು beginning income ಅಲ್ಲಿ calculate ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and next two third and fourth installment ನಾವು revised income ಮೇಲೆ calculate ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So as per our solution, revised income is 2,28,320. On that 75%, it will amount to 1,71,240. So in that first installment 35,000 pay ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, second installment ಅಲ್ಲಿ 60,000 pay ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. As I said, we should not refer this amount in the above column. We have to refer the amount given in a question. So the amount balance is 76,240, which we have to pay in the last installment, in third installment. 2,28,320 into 100%, 2,28,320. In that first installment, we have paid 35,000, second installment 60,000, third installment 70,000. Remaining amount is 63,620. So by this we are done with a very important chapter of non-assessment of our individual and filing of ITR subject, that is TDS and advanced tax. I hope all the problems are clear for you guys, and one 5 marks and one 10 marks question is expected from this chapter. So if you have any doubts, you can put it in a comment box so that I can clarify your doubts. So I hope this video is very much helpful for your exams, and all the best for your exams. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, so subscribe it fast so that you will get a notification whenever I upload my new videos. I have already uploaded on assessment of partnership firm and assessment of companies. If you have not watched it, in a description you will get a link. So watch those videos also. So till then, keep watching my videos, keep practicing, and all the best for your exams. Thank you.